Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another raid video. Patch 10.10 seems to be like the biggest patch yet for raid. It's going to be changing things that have been fundamentally wrong with the game because we need a change. And we're talking about the market. We're talking about a complete rehaul of where we are purchasing things, such as from the market, the clan shop, the arena shop, all of the shops that are available in the game. And we're talking about new champions that are coming to the game. Let's get this video started, guys. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It's gonna help me out. So let's get started with this image. These are the silhouettes that have been teased by their official media. They've posted this on Discord, Twitter, X, and I believe Facebook as well. So it shows 5 figures of 5 champions coming into the game. It shows their factions as well. We're looking at Undead Hordes. We're looking at, what is this? Demon Spawn, Nitrev. Is that Nitrev again? And then Sacred Order. No, actually this is not Demon Spawn. That is, no, that's actually Demon Spawn. Yeah, that's Demon Spawn. Because the way that this looked, it looked like it was going to be like a lizardman. So yeah, 5 new champions coming. The image just shows a deck of cards. It goes along with the Alice in Wonderland theme that will be coming into the game. We're going to have 1 champion that will be completely free for us. And it's going to be part of like a champion chase where you just will log in. You're not really chasing, you're just logging in every single day. And when those 7 days are over, that's when you start picking up split souls. It's going to be a perfect 2-star soul and then split souls all the way probably to a 5-star for that champion that will be offered for free. We don't know exactly which champion that's going to be yet, but it is what it is, guys. And I just can't wait to see what the other champions have in store for us. We will be showcasing these through the test server, I believe, when we do get some access. And yeah, the videos will be posted here over on YouTube, guys. Let's get started with the update highlights that they've shared. And let's talk about the changes that I've just said to you guys. We're going to zoom in a little bit right here. So there's going to be a new raid event planned for early January. And while we can't reveal everything just yet, you can expect useful insights. Furthermore, new balance changes and quality of life improvements are coming in as well. So January is looking big for raid because they had this patch working in the background and they knew what they were doing, just hinting stuff to get us going for the new year for 2025. So new raid event, new major event will launch at the beginning of January. It will include various activities like smaller events and tournaments. Here are a couple of highlights that you can look forward to. So the champion chase event, this is what I've just mentioned. A new legendary champion will be available for free during a dedicated chase event. It's going to work the same as previous ones. You log in 7 times, and then the second part of the event unlocks where you earn split souls to increase the champion's awakening level to 5, as I've said, guys. So this is definitely coming into the game. This will be the champion that everybody can get for free, and hopefully it's better than average. So it's better than what we had if I compare it to the Skeletor champion. Although that champion has some uses, I would say for a legendary, he is relatively underwhelming and costly to use. So event dungeon. The event dungeon will open its gates once more as a new villain has taken up residence within. Send your best champions to battle against them and claim pinpoint gear while you're at it. The event will also feature a couple of unique relics, one of which will be available via the event dungeon tournament. A new relic group event will be added along the crafting materials required to create them in the forge. So if this relates to farming to pick up a new relic, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm not that against it. If I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys, it depends on the relics. They did give us some information on the relics, but it depends how hard it is to farm them and whether it's gonna be a limited time thing, how comfortable you are farming a relic and how useful that is going to be. It all depends on the future, but because they've added a completely new category of relic groups, and that makes me think of new relic groups coming into the future. So hopefully no pay to win groups, right? So keep your eyes peeled and watch official raid social media for more news. So market rework, that is the huge thing. The market in your bastion will become a hub where all the traders across various game modes can gather. access by tapping on the regular building, and you'll see tabs of the market itself, token trader, clan shop, bazaar, soul merchant, and mystic market available within. I kind of like this because this is going to make it straight up. We're just going to click on here, click on the market, and then there's going to be tabs here, similarly to how you see tabs maybe if we have a look at this shop. Like these tabs is probably going to be on the top, I'm guessing. If it's on the right or left side, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. But they're just gonna, I guess, remove them from here and then just add them to the market. It's just a quality of life thing, nothing too crazy, as long as they don't move things too much and make me you know, do wrong clicks for like a month until I relearn it in my brain, then we're fine, right? But yeah, the market is going to be revamped over here in terms of everything going to be in one spot. You'll be picking up on things such as clan shops, stuff, the bazaar, and all of that pretty easily. And then on top of that, there are going to be more changes to the market. First, you'll be able to find rank 6 gear in it. Currently, the gear that you find in the market is not rank 6, goes all the way to rank 5, and is stupidly expensive. 400k for a common piece of shield just makes no sense to me. 6-star is good, but I don't think they mention anything about mythic quality in there. I doubt it though. So secondly, some of the existing sets you've used to obtaining in the dungeons will become available in the market. So I don't know about this. And then third, you'll start featuring epic and legendary gear more often. And the more you progress, the better artifacts you'll get access to. At some point, you may even stop receiving common and uncommon gear among the offers. I don't understand at some point this. I don't understand this point. Maybe it's going to be a patch that does this, or is it based on our progression? So if you finish, let's say, Nightmare Campaign, you're going to stop getting common or uncommon gear. My preferred guess would be that. Okay, so it's tied to our progression, gives us something to work for, as in the new accounts. But yeah, epic and legendary gear more often sounds good. Not that I need it on the account, but let's say you see a legendary piece of one of the sets that you're looking for. Maybe the existing sets obtained for the dungeon will become available in the market. Maybe that's good. Which sets are they going to bring in? What I'm hoping is they bring in the Savage set in there. That is going to be the way to go, if I'm going to be honest. Savage set, crit damage, regeneration, stun. These are all great sets, but it makes sense for them to not add them just to give us the incentive to farm them. But I would love it as a part of their giving more back to the players, where you will see one piece of Savage that might be legendary 6-star, and you can actually purchase that to slowly benefit your account. It's going to have a wild price tag for sure. I wonder if they would upgrade the shard quality that we see in there. So you can see here the different pieces that we have. You can see the substats. You can purchase it based on the substats, and I would recommend purchasing it and being wise with your purchases, because these are probably going to be very expensive, and it's all going to be about how lucky you're feeling with the rolls on the item. The sets that we have currently right now, so like the attack set, these are sets that you go about not using maybe a couple months into playing Raid Shadow Legends. Same thing goes for the crit rate set. I would say the same thing goes with the carrying set. These sets can be used as offsets. So if the stats are good, you can use them as you're progressing through. But later on, you're looking for set pieces to, let's say, use the lifesteal set as an example and push with your account. So not having these pieces doesn't, break your account, but having them with good substats does definitely help you if you're trying to push for certain thresholds. Let's say in your damage dealer, you're trying to push for critical damage on the gloves and crit rate on the substats. So all of these small tips will benefit your account. And then we're looking at the champions rating reset. So they're going to reset everything on the champions in terms of the ratings that you'll see. So you'll have to go back in there and rate them is the word that I was looking for. So that's going to make it so that these ratings are more impactful in the sense of now we have more knowledge on the areas that these champions are useful for. But again, I still don't think that the ratings should also just be through the player. In my opinion, the ratings, the way that they should should also be on how often they are used in specific dungeons. So I'll give you guys an example. If we have a look at the dungeons, you have a look at Sand Devil, click on Battle 40, Boss Guide, Teams of the Week. You'll see all of these teams, all of these damage dealers available. So what does this mean? This means that these damage dealers should have a higher rating for the Sand Devil, but again, the blessings play a huge role here. So the 6-star blessings are Crushing Rend. So I would imagine Crushing Rend is key here, but other champions are also key in terms of just making things work and just getting your damage through. I see the double Phoenix here, and now I'm intrigued. I want to see this team work. And I'm guessing, yeah, I'm going to make this as a video. This is my next video, guys. I'm going to try it out. I've never seen it. I don't even know if there's a video on it already, but I'm trying it out. It makes me wonder what kind of sick gear those two Phoenixes are having, even with Crushing Rend. Must be some insane pieces of gear. Anyway, let's go back into the notes here. The balance updates, we guys have seen the Skull Vargal. I'm not going to go through this again. Lethal Dose and Incinerate, previously arena specific blessings, will now work in siege battles. Basically arena arena still, so it's not like these blessings are going to be changed for dungeons, but also Berserk will not be added as a boss debuff. So now bosses will be immune to Berserk. It basically causes them to receive more damage, but also be able to deal more damage. So having that in mind is kind of crazy. But some Doom Tower stages will also be rebalanced because Skull Vargal is getting a rebalance. That's pretty cool. The change on Skull Vargal is great. Have a look at my previous video if you want to check that out. Tramaria also becomes a little bit better. And then new champions are added. Dawncaller, Sabbatha, Epic Void support for the Night Rev. Kind of looks okay to me. Nothing too crazy. Tax one enemy, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10% of this champion's max health. That's cool. Actually, 10% of this champion's max health looks like cool, but she will be a void healer just by the looks of it. Increase defense, increase attack on all allies. Pretty cool buff, sick. In terms of just buffing your supports and your damage dealers. Revives an ally with 25% HP and 100% turn meter. Also places block damage buff on that ally for 2 turns. Basically a cool revive thing. Also gives you 100% turn meter. That's why the block damage is 2 turns, because this will basically cause you to lose one of those turns, so you'll have block damage for another 1 turn. Whenever this champion revives an ally, decreases the cooldown of one of this champion's skills by 1 turn. Doesn't specify which skill. I guess if you lock out the A2, it's gonna remove 1 turn from the cooldowns on the A3. Can you use this in the team for the clown balls? I guess so, but it looks like more effort than I would love, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys. In terms of just using it a team with, let's say, Maneater, and then having one champion receive the block damage or the revivals and all that, sounds like a huge headache for me if you're gonna build a team like that. So new legendary Unity champion for Nitro is also coming. Lausanne Cleth Force defense legendary, A1, that has the ability to apply a weaken. This debuff cannot be resisted if the target has attacked this champion before this turn. So if they attack you, the weaken will be unresistible if you attack next. Okay, yeah. I wonder how that's gonna work. The A2, this looked like an insane A2, because basically this is an HP equalizer skill, but also to the enemies. This looks like a 6 skill, if I'm gonna be honest. So HP levels of all allies will be brought to the level of the ally with the highest health. So it pushes up your health. The turn meter levels of all allies will be brought up to the level of the ally with the highest turn meter. So insane. Again, the HP levels of all enemies will be brought down to the level of the enemy with the lowest HP. The turn meter levels of all enemies will be brought down to the level of the enemy with the lowest turn meter. So you can potentially deplete their turn meter, can potentially also deplete their health. Kind of nuts. Then places a taunt buff on this champion for 2 turns. 7 turn cooldown goes down to 5. This looks like an insane skill that is basically unstoppable. There won't be a way for the enemies to do this, to stop you from doing this. So The HP levels of all enemies will be brought down to the level of the enemy with the lowest HP. It doesn't say it balances it though. So if you have 100% health on your team and 1% on one of your champions, that champion's gonna go to 100. The enemies will drop down to 1% if they have somebody who's at 1%, for example. Quite nuts as a skill, quite crazy. So A3 Finality Disc attacks one enemy before attacking, transfers all debuffs to the target and heals each champion by 10% of their max health. Heals by an additional 10% of their max health for each debuff transferred. Will always use this skill instead of the default skill when counter-attacking. So we'll always be transferring debuffs basically and healing by a ton when counter-attacking though. So Nitrev Unity before attacking also removes all buffs from the target enemy. This effect cannot be resisted if the target has attacked this champion before this turn. So if they did attack you, the buffs will be stolen. Well, removed. Will attack all remaining enemies with less than 30% health. This attack will ignore 100% of each target's defense and cannot be critical. I don't like this part. Why cannot be critical? That is just sad. This skill deals 100% more damage to enemies who have attacked this champion before this turn. So basically, he'll be great in a go second team where you get attacked. Let's say you have a stone skin set on, then you'll start removing buffs. You'll start completely attacking enemies again, ignoring their defense, but it cannot be critical. Just you lose a lot of damage with this part. So can be a good skill. We'll see. Then the passive, the representation, it's called. Every time the champion loses 25% health or more from a single hit, places a block damage buff on this champion for one turn. Very strong. Very strong passive. Every time. It doesn't look like it has a cooldown. It doesn't show it has a cooldown, but can you stay alive with this? I would imagine. This looks like such a strong skill though. When attacked, has a 15% chance of placing a true fear debuff on the attacker for one turn. There's one faction ally. Two faction allies ignore defensive effects against this champion. Wow, are decreased by 100%. So ignore defense effects against this champion are decreased by 100%. He's gonna be so strong against. He'll probably be able to solo the Sand Devil from the looks of it. Just be able to apply weaken debuff, just do damage, block damage on them, have a regeneration set on. Even without that, he's going to be able to heal. Like a counterattack set is basically going to be healing them so frequently. The ignore defense, if you have two faction allies, is going to be huge. When attack has a 20% chance of activating an instant turn effect on this champion, occurs once per skill. Once per skill by the enemies against it. So you get an instant turn, basically giving you the ability to use your attacks again. So this 4-turn cooldown skill now becomes like a 3-turn cooldown. You get an instant turn that reduces it. So ally defense in all battles by 25%, ally resistance in all battles by 60. If you've got Nitrev in the team, they get boosted by that. So insane patch, insane champions. Also added the 5 that are added here. We'll see in the future, guys. But overall, I like what is coming into Raid. Especially the market changes were much needed. They didn't specify anything, unfortunately, about new shards coming into this one. They would have said that if it comes. Again, if it comes and it's like a surprise, I'm all for it. But I doubt it, guys, because we already have a place where we get lots of shards, and that's called the Clan Boss. And maybe a little bit from the Doom Tower, but since then they haven't really added insane ways for us to get shards. That was it for today's video. Thank you all, guys, for watching. Subscribe if you have not already. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.